Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me already and you're just seeing this video now, I am Lorraine Mulrooney. I'm 26. I'm a mum of two to my 4-year-old Penelope, who is amazing in every way. I know I'm biased, but she is. And then I am also mum to Primrose, who was stillborn sadly at 34 weeks in December of 2017. So I'm going to be talking about sleep post stillbirth in this video. So here is just a quick trigger warning, because if that is something maybe that is quite upsetting for you to watch or hear about, you may want to skip this video, but I thought I'd put it out there quickly in the beginning just so you can be aware of what's upcoming. I'm actually talking after I've already filmed the video. If you can't tell already by my face, I've been crying. This video is actually a collaboration between myself and my friend Bella, who is from Along Came Jay. I will link her channel below, but she is the most beautiful person inside and out. She has experience with recurrent miscarriage, and she is also going to be talking about her experiences with sleep post pregnancy loss. So once you've watched this video and you've got through to the end, apologies for all the tears along the way, do go on over and check out her channel and her video, because I know it's going to be really helpful. And the reason I've chosen to do sleep this month is because we have a sleep month on Channel Mum at the moment, regarding all things sleep, from, you know, if you've got a newborn, and maybe you've got older children that are having, you know, trouble sleeping or insomnia, or you've got problems as a mum yourself. Yeah, all things sleep. I'll just dive straight in and talk about, you know, the first initial sleep that I had after I'd lost Prim. I was in hospital still. I decided to stay in the hospital for a day or so to spend time with her. I was with my mum and myself. Reese had to look after Penny, and we decided that would be what was best. So I wanted to stay in the hospital for the night, just to spend some time with her, just, you know, I don't really know. I wasn't, you know, she wasn't, I'm getting upset already. I don't really know what the purpose was, but I just couldn't leave her at that point. It wasn't like I knew I was going to do night feeds or anything like that, but I wasn't ready to leave her. So I stayed, and I remember we didn't go to bed till super late, and I had her next to me like a cooling cot, cold cot, Moses basket, and I remember having a cuddle with her and, you know, putting her in there before I went to sleep. I did have a decent amount of sleep because, well, a couple of hours, because I'd obviously just given birth. I've been through something horrendously traumatic. I don't know how I slept, but somehow I managed a couple of hours. And I remember waking up at like, maybe it was 5 o'clock or something, 3:30. And I really just woke up in shock because I forgot what happened. I felt for my bump, and it wasn't a bump, it's obviously like a deflated sack, and it was really weird because I'd actually forgotten what had happened, and that I just burst into tears. I think my mum came over, or the nurse or something, I can't really remember that bit. I then looked over and I saw Prim, and she was amazing. All the truth became reality, you know, she was gone, she was next to me, and she, you know, she wasn't alive. And it was really horrible / peaceful because she was there and I was with her still, so it was a lot of mixed emotions. Struggling to actually get my voice out. I just remember that moment quite vividly. It's quite raw. So in the first initial couple of days, even when I'd gone home, I did forget what happened, and I'd wake up like totally reliving all the horror repeatedly, having to realise what had happened, and it was quite traumatic. And I'd just cry. I'd just wake up in tears, or before I'd even sort of fully opened my eyes, I'd already be crying. So as I was wakening, I'd be crying because I was wakening up to what had happened, and I'd remember all over again. So the first few months, I think I had a lot of late nights. I just was in shock. I was spending time with Reese. We were just sort of staying up watching telly. Can't really remember them, if I'm honest. It was just such a blur at that time. It's really hard to sort of dip back into those emotions and things because I can't feel it. As I said, I think I was just numb. I can't feel back to that time, or think back, or even touch base in those memories. I think when I started to process the reality that Prim was gone, and the grief, the real grief, like the deep, heavy sadness part of it all became quite scary and overwhelming, and I was actually too frightened to go to sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I would relive the birth. I would see myself screaming, I could hear myself screaming, and I'd only sort of just start to nod off and I'd wake up again and I'd be upset, crying, or I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep. And it was just like that for a long time. I'd then have nightmares, really awful nightmares. I'd have nightmares about the birth, just reliving everything like in more detail than when I would just be sort of closing my eyes to go to sleep. They would be more like flashes, like flashbacks, but when I was actually asleep, I would have nightmares about everything. I was also having nightmares about being pregnant again, and like just reliving all different ways of losing the baby. I had one recently actually, where I was heavily pregnant and I got hit by a car, and yeah, and obviously that's quite traumatic and terrifying, and those dreams are pretty awful because they feel so real. They feel like you're there, and like you feel the pain, and you feel like you're, you know, in the room. You don't realise that you're dreaming obviously, but these are really intense dreams, and I wake up upset, and they can affect me for quite a few days after. Spells of insomnia where I've not been able to sleep. I'd wake up in the night like wide awake, and all I can think about is, you know, my grief and my sadness, not wanting to go to sleep. I've avoided going to bed and staying up way too late than I should because I'm just too scared to go to sleep. I don't want to see all the horror, and I don't want to think about it. I want to block it out, so I stay up and I'm unable to sleep. I've not seen anything online regarding sleep post stillbirth, and I think it would be nice for people to be able to, you know, listen to what I'm saying. Maybe they've been through it too, maybe they're still going through it, because it's actually a really big deal. It's a really difficult journey, and obviously sleep is really important for your physical health, for your mental health, especially going through such a trauma as stillbirth. Your mental health is obviously struggling a lot, so sleep is actually really important, but people don't realise how hard it is to sleep after a trauma. These are just some of the things, the main things that I found in these last months that have been really difficult. Thank you very much if you got to the end of this video. It's really lovely of you to watch. I just want to say another big thank you to everyone that has supported me over the last few months and bearing with me, because I know content's a little bit slow on my channel at the moment, but there are plans to pick things up. I'm sort of getting back on the bus and sorting myself out behind the scenes, so don't go away. You'll be seeing me soon, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything. You're all so kind, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. Bye bye.